So this is the Maingear R1 Razer edition. So this is our partnership with Razer. It's Razer on the outside, Maingear on the inside. So this is what we call one of one, which is a program within Maingear where we make one-off custom PCs that kind of go beyond what we typically do. So starting on the outside, it's got a custom automotive paint finish. So this is actually off the Dodge Challenger, the Hellcat, the 700 horsepower muscle car. So this is the green from that. And we actually have a downdraft automotive spray booth on site where we paint these. So we painted this in-house. And then starting on the inside, we've modded the chassis so that the graphics cards are rotated to show off the really beautiful liquid cooling blocks that are custom for us in the inside. But what really shines is the custom liquid cooling. So this actually has what we call a triple parallel cooling loop. So essentially, the liquid comes out of the pump and splits. It goes separately into the CPU and the GPU, and then splits again and goes into the GPU again. So essentially what you have is each component is getting fresh liquid off the radiators instead of it being in series and it going warm into each part. So you get extra performance. Now, that comes at a cost, right? So there's roughly like 75 fittings inside the machine. So that's around like $1,200 to $1,500 in fittings. Just this section alone is about $150 in fittings. And one of the other things that I really love about the build is we've used metal tubing. And what's really nice about that is it actually becomes a living part of the cooling loop. So it absorbs some of the heat from the liquid and then dissipate in the chassis. And we make sure that the airflow is really good so that it's going over the system. So it's not just pretty, it's also like very functional. And that's kind of what we're about. It's not just doing like these mods. We want them to be kind of engineered and be something that's really reliable and robust for someone that they're not gonna have to, like worry about it failing. And it's not a one-off that is gonna have problems in the future, even with like something fully custom like this. So it's got a 7700K that's overclocked to 5 gigahertz. It's got 32 gigs of HyperX DDR4 memory. It's got 2 SSDs, both NVMe, an Intel 600P M.2 SSD, and a Intel 750 series 1.2 terabyte SSD. It's got dual 1080s. It's got 720 millimeters of radiator, a Corsair 860i digital power supply, and a Asus Strix motherboard.